Is Dwarf on tonight?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him yet.
Oh my God, bro.
I will, Rick. Tranquilo.
Well, let me know because it's part of this thing. Hurry up.
I need something to hold this. Let me get that trophy right there. Hey everybody, we're getting ready for the show. There we go. Good. What's going on, everybody? The Hot Corner Show. Getting ready. Special thanks to Dr. Ray. Special thanks to the Sports Grill here on Kendall and 97th. And Chris, the intern. What's up, terrorists? 2010. We got a terrorist in the house. Be careful. Log on to Blog Talk Radio /ISPSO to listen to the show. Follow us on Twitter, ISPSO, at Dr. Ray T, and at Manuel Ferrero. Chris, are you on Instagram or Twitter or something?
I think I have Twitter. I don't use it, but
you should get on Twitter, Chris.
Yeah.
You should get on Twitter.
Use it more, yeah.
What's up, everybody? Tell me where you're from, and we'll give you a shout out on the show live in about 11 minutes. Can you log on and make sure you can hear me?
Well, Lindsay, I want to focus on Amanda because she is a star player. They won the 2016 Women's Hockey NCAA Championships.
It's right there. Just log on and look at it.
That's all I gotta do.
Is that good?
Yo, there's somebody already there.
Probably the doctor.
Yeah. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
Did you copy and paste that? Can you log on and make sure I can hear you? You got 8 minutes.
I'm already in the studio.
Let me see. I can't
I'm
hear you.
listening to it right now, bro. I'm not on the page.
Hello,
You gotta go to the
testing.
studio.
Okay, I see you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Oh, that's perfect, bro. That sounds very good. That sounds very, very nice. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Oh, yes. Somebody is calling me here. I can't.
Oh my God.
David Ward is on. I'm stuck at work late tonight. Sorry for the late notice. He can't make it. David Ward.
That's fine
I'll
because
make
we can take that time for our fantasy baseball. Oh, and I just posted with David Ward that call. I literally just
I don't see what notice walking, everything's like, it's kind of like, like I feel like I'm outside, I'm like, and then when I do, I work sports.
man, you're not really hearing much sound coming from my side, right? At all. We need one more.
One here? Dog, this is Getty.
These small things. You know what we can do? Real easy. We make a hinge on that side so that we can open it and close it. And we can open and close it right here. Bam.
I got a hinge for here, so we can hook it up here.
Did you already talk to your doctor?
Oh no. Give me 1 second.
Yo, also read what I wrote so you can see.
What's a health topic? I don't see anything there.
Yeah, dude.
Where?
Our health.
Up there in the hook.
No, that's what I'm saying. Read what I wrote there instead of the hook.
The black?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. You hear a lot of people from here, right?
I do.
On my thing, yeah, I hear it too. What about now?
Barely. Yeah, to your side though.
We're on Periscope, live on Periscope right now.
Live on. Heart. What's up with heart? Yo, read the black instead of that.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I got you. Did you take out David Dward?
No, I did not.
Take it out.
God, you should have some kind of an intro for that.
For what? The hot corner
Some
hot
music.
list?
No, for some music. Oh yeah, for the hot list too.
We got 4 minutes. Oh, we gotta talk to the host. I mean the doctor.
Awesome.
What's his name? Dr. John Charles Thomas.
Awesome.
Yes, hello caller, are you there? Dr. John Charles Thomas? Great. Great talking to you, sir. This is Manny, and we're going to be starting in about 3 minutes. We're gonna talk a little bit about what we've done since the last show, and then we'll probably cut to a commercial break, and then we'll bring you in. Okay? No problem. Thank you for being on. We'll be right with you in a couple minutes. Okay? Dr. Ray, are you there?
I'm good, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm saying what's up to Faisal Barak. Saying what's up on Periscope. Sal Fai Barak. Here we go now. It's gonna be a good show, man. We got 2 minutes left. It's gonna be a good show. I feel like we have a good Wi-Fi connection here. What do you think?
I think we have a great Wi-Fi connection.
It's under here.
Look at that.
Give it that, man. Give it that. Oh, my beard smells like heaven.
Beer smells like scotch and whiskey and cigarettes. Joe Magany. Got a minute and 20 seconds. Chris, are you following us on Instagram or on Twitter?
Twitter, yeah.
Are you retweeting us or what? What's up?
Hey?
Where are you? Are you following Dr. Ray? And ISPS and
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
That's me.
That's you.
All right, but follow ISPS and follow the Hot Corner show too. Oh shit, I forgot about the Hot Corner. 57 seconds.
Yeah, my ISPS.
Man, can you imagine if people hear this? Here we go. Twelve seconds, 10 seconds.
Hot Corner is back tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to be a great show. Call in live at 347-637-3978 between 7 and 8 Eastern p.m. to talk to Manuel Ferrero, myself, thank you very much, and Dr. Ray T. You can follow us at Manuel Ferrero and at Dr. Ray T. with special guest Dr. John Charles Thomas, PhD, player-hater degree, with talking about his new book, The Winning Weekend Warrior. I had a chance to read it over the weekend in the Bahamas. Well, I haven't finished it, but so far it's good. It's a book that relates to sports and how they relate to the success in life. A great read for those old high school athletes. Plus, our health topic of the night is going to be all about sleep. When is not sleeping bad for your health? And find out tonight on blogtalkradio.com/ISPSO. Also, if you play fantasy baseball, we are hosting auditions. Auditions? Oh, wow. For our 2016 Hot Corner Fantasy Listener League. This year, we will have some swag and some gift cards up for grabs for the winners. Plus, you have bragging rights. Call in or tweet us to join. We now have the ISPS Twitter feed, so the Hot Corner, at Hot Corner Show.
Welcome to the Hot Corner Show on the ISPS Radio Podcast Network with your host, Dr. Ray, the softball-playing chiropractor and the official chiropractor of ISPS, and Manuel T. Ferrero III, the commissioner of International Slow Pitch Softball. Listen to the Hot Corner Show every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the ISPS Radio Podcast channel. Call the show at 347-637-3978 and talk sports and health topics with Dr. Ray. Plus, slow pitch softball from around the world with Manuel T. Ferrero III. Fantasy sports, special guests, and more. Call the show now on the special guest call-in hotline at 347-637-3978. Now, bring your A game, because you're about to experience the Hot Corner.
All right. Welcome in, everybody. It's your host here, Dr. Ray T, the softball playing chiropractor, coming to you live from the Sports Grill in Kendall. Just want to remind everybody, if you guys do come out here for the show, like a couple people just did, you actually have the chance of winning a $50 gift card. So you could potentially come out and you could eat for free. You could get your first beer for free. That's for everybody that comes out and says that they're here listening to the Hot Corner from the Sports Grill on Kendall and 97th. We also, if you guys want to get involved tonight, the call-in number is 347-637-3978. And again, you can always get us on Twitter at Dr. Ray T, at Manuel Ferrero, and at ISPSO. And if you have any questions, again, for our sports dork, he's not going to be with us tonight, but at David Dwork, the lead CBS 4 sports writer from Miami, answering all your Dolphins, Heat, Marlins, Panthers questions. So, Manny, my friend,
yes,
the
sir.
man, the myth, the legend, the man who reads the hook, we got to introduce him. It's been a while since we've been on the Hot Corner, maybe a couple weeks, but Manny, how you doing tonight?
Yes. I'm doing great, Dr. Ray.
Great, my man.
Dr. Ray. I just got back from the Bahamas, so you can imagine.
So you were probably saying what my brother would always say, which is, it's a good day to have a great day, baby.
You know what? And the other day I thought about RT because I saw a bus that said at the Miami International Airport, it said it's a good day to have a good day. And I was like, no way.
There you go, man.
RT is always staying one step ahead of the game. So he would always say it's a good day to have a great day. So shout out to RT. Hashtag love like RT, man.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, man, so Bahamas. Tell me a little bit about that, man. How was that?
Well, Bahamas started off a little bit shaky. Since the Bahamas is like going over to your neighbor's house, you really don't think about. Do you ever take your wallet if you're going to go to your neighbor's house? No, right? You're right there.
I take my wallet with me pretty much everywhere I go.
Well, I don't, man. I don't fear for my life or anything like that, so I don't really take my wallet everywhere I go, and unless I'm driving or something. But if I'm going to my neighbor's house, so I forgot my passport. When I get to the check-in lady, after making the line, the lady's like, passport, please, and I totally forgot my passport, so I missed my flight to the Bahamas. I had to go on a later flight. But the Bahamas was beautiful, man, beautiful. I love the Bahamas. The water over there for some reason is so much clearer than here in Miami, and we're off the same water, so I don't know what's going on with that. But the water is so clear, you can see the bottom, and it's ridiculous how clear and how blue the water is over there. But unfortunately, we weren't able to finish, and we're going to be able to finish next weekend over there in Freeport because for the championship game, the weather was not cooperating with us on the last day, so we had to postpone it to this weekend coming up, actually. So I will not be there, but my very good director, Mr. Peter Taylor Jr., his father is the owner of Express Food Mart, which is kind of like CVS over here. Like it's in every corner, every corner you see one of those Express Food Marts, and they are our co-partners for this annual Bahamas tournament that we host over there. And they also donated a very nice scoreboard, man. They have a really, really nice scoreboard donated by Express Food Mart. So we'll see. We had a meeting with the Ministry of Tourism over there in the Bahamas, and we'll see if they improve some of their fields for us to hold some bigger and better tournaments over there. And talking about fields, I also had the privilege of going to a park improvement meeting for Douglas Park, which a lot of you guys know for the past 2 years has been closed because of some arsenic poisoning found in the soil.
Bring back Chapman.
Yeah, bring back Chapman, correct.
Hashtag bring back Chapman.
Hashtag bring back Chapman. Pero no, Douglas Park, which is actually a park right close to my house. It's actually the park where I attended preschool. I attended daycare there as a young toddler. So did my brother, and now it's permanently. It's been closed for the past 2 years, and thank God they found a architect, some engineers coming in. They're gonna take every inch of soil of the whole park out, probably about 1 to 2 feet deep, and they're going to put completely brand new grass, brand new facilities, a brand new big community center, hopefully in the future a gymnasium, and they're going to completely renovate the softball field. So we will have a softball field, a brand new softball field at Douglas Park. So that's all thanks to Commissioner Francis Suarez, Commissioner Kenneth Russell over there in the city of Miami, which are great friends of the show that we've had here before. But anyways, Dr. Ray, what about you, man? What have you been going on? I know you've had the those classes that kind of interfere with our Hot Corners schedule, but what's been going on with you, brother?
Well, man, first of all, let me say those classes have been awesome. It's been great meeting these people, networking with them, and learning from them as well too. And it's just been great for me, for my patients, for my staff, for everybody. So it's been really, really exciting. But actually, I have class all day tomorrow, so I'm not going to be open tomorrow because I'm going to be there all day. So it's been a lot of time, but it's been awesome. But anyway, last night I had a little bit of fun. One of the last memories that I had with, not really the last ones, but a really good one was with my brother. We went to the youth fair, and we went over to the bottle breaking game with the baseball, right? And I was like, oh, and we were there on a double date, and I was with my girl, and I was like, babe, watch this. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna break all these, and I'm gonna win you that big old minion right there. And I went up there, and I was, throwing the ball, just whipping it in there. You know what I mean? Like trying to show off for everybody. My arm was tingling a little bit. You know how it is. And man, I just completely missed every single time. And then my little brother comes up, and he just bam, 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 bam. I think he broke 6 in a row, man, and he won that big minion. And then he ended up giving it to my girl. So
Yeah.
it was a real good memory that we had. So we went out and we did it again last night with some of his best friends and some of my best friends. So it was real good to be out there with family again. And we won a lot of prizes, and we had fun. My buddy was on fire at the basketball range. They were like radioing each other like, if you see a guy with a hat, and if you see the hat on, and he looks like he's not going to be a good shot, that guy right there, don't let him play the game. Tell him it's 20 coupons. Over. And it was pretty funny, man, because he was just on fire. I think everybody that we went with was bouncing a ball around the whole fair. So we had a real good time.
Nice.
But also, other than that, man, the fair was great. And then
How was the fair, man? I haven't been to the fair in years.
Oh my God, it was great, man. There was so much to talk about. We can't fit it in this time. We got in all kinds of engraved memorabilia to bring home. We got all these prizes. We ate all kinds of great food. It was awesome, man. So it was real good. It was beautiful weather. There wasn't like huge crowds because it was a Tuesday night, so it was awesome. We had a great time.
Nice.
But you know what else, man? You remember there was over Thanksgiving weekend we didn't do the hot corner last year because I went hunting in South Dakota, and I had a pheasant mounted over there, and it just came in the mail, and I just hung it up, man. And it's just, Manny, you said the funniest thing earlier, man. What did you say when I showed you the picture of it? You said that's what you'd expect to see where?
You'd expect that to see it in some hillbilly Bob's, man cave with some FSU memorabilia, a pheasant out there, the most peaceful animal on the face of the earth.
Oh,
They don't
you don't
really
gotta
even
say all that now.
they don't even do anything to you, and you go out there and shoot it, kill it, stuff it, and put it up on your wall like a trophy there, like like you really did something.
Hey man, well listen, when's the last time a chicken attacked you? But I bet you eat chickens all the time.
Never.
Right?
I stay away from chickens, man.
Oh yeah, you don't eat any red meat. When's the last time a cow came stampeding after you, huh?
No,
Look, man, we ate the birds, okay? was my first time. It was a beautiful experience and a great one, and I was real close with nature and with my girl and with her dad and his friends, and it was just Thanksgiving. It was a great time. Came back refreshed, absolutely, and it was just a great memory of it. Plus, it looks really cool in my opinion. So, win-win situation for me, man. But anyway, you know what I'm really excited about, Manny? I don't know if you know, but we got a new hot list segment, and this hot list segment, we got a couple of different topics, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna spit out, a quick kind of what's your first reaction type of sentence at it, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Just boom, we're gonna hit you with something. We're gonna talk about all kinds of stuff. So if you guys want to know, what we're thinking about when it comes to things like March Madness, Donald Trump, Good Friday, Batman vs Superman, and the Pope joining Instagram, then you want to stick around for a little while. But first, we're actually going to go to our first special guest of the night, actually our only special guest of the night because we don't have our sports talk, but Dr. John Charles Thomas. He's a PhD and author of The Winning Weekend Warrior, and you can follow him on Twitter at TruthTableJCT. And I'll tell you guys, you want to listen up. It's been just reading the preface of it. I mean, it seems like a really, really cool book. And if you're interested in winning and making money, and you like playing sports, this is a book that you want to know about. So stay tuned. Just 1 minute. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back talking again with Dr. John Charles Thomas about his book, The Winning Weekend Warrior.
Listen to the Hot Corner Show every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the ISPS Radio Podcast channel. Call the show at 347-637-3978 and talk sports and health topics with Dr. Ray. Plus, slow pitch softball from around the world with Manuel T. Ferrero III, fantasy sports, special guests, and more. Call the show now on the special guest call-in hotline at 347-637-3978. Now, bring your A game, because you're about to experience the Hot Corner.
As Dr. Ray said, we're here with our first guest, Dr. John Charles Thomas, PhD, player-headed degree, and author of The Winning Weekend Warrior. Dr. John, just to say really quick, man, I really appreciated sending over some of these gifts, some of these books, and I took with me one of the copies, and it. Man, just from reading the first, I got through maybe the first 50 pages of it so far, and it's really insightful. It's really, really cool. Congratulations on the book so far. I haven't finished the book, so I can't really completely give my full comment, but tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us why did you write this book, Dr. John?
Hi. Well, thanks for having me on, Manny and Ray. I mostly have worked in information and telecommunications industry, and I noticed that a lot of my friends and colleagues were getting more and more out of shape as they got older, and that's troubling. Some of them have come to various things, and know more and more that exercise is really vital for health. In fact, it's more important when you're older as even when you're young. So that was one thing. I wanted people to enjoy sports throughout their life, making them live longer and healthier. And the second reason was that I worked as a psychologist and discovered there are many things about the mental game of sports that people don't quite realize, and that also play into business decisions and other life decisions. So really, I wrote this book mainly about sports, but I think there are many lessons in there for other aspects of life as well.
That's hey John, how you doing? This is Ray, by the way. I think it's just awesome. Just again, as I mentioned, reading the preface, all the different reasons why this would be great for somebody who just would enjoy success in life, whether it's on the field or in business. And I have often said, even here on the show, how I think that sports really shape the type of person you are, as far as, you face a lot of adversity in sports, and there's a lot of adversity in life. So if you learn to adapt in one situation, chances are you can learn to adapt in another. And all the reasons that you give here about why this book would be valuable to different people, I think are great. And this is just in the preface. I haven't even, Manny just gave me the book today, so I wasn't able to really get through it much, but I'm definitely going to give it a read, because I can't wait to see what your kind of opinion is on the same thing that I've always thought for many years. When do you think you first kind of realized this, and do you talk about that in the book at all?
I started writing this book about a year ago, and took a lot of notes, and then looked for other books that I could use as background. But in some ways, I've been thinking about this off and on for a long time. One of the episodes I talk about in there, for example, that really struck me is I was playing in a tennis league, and I was playing really well that night, but, I was down 6-love. I lost the first set. I was down like 2 or 3-love in the second set. The guy was just better than me, and I was playing well that night. But then I hit a shot back to the service line, and he slammed the ball into the net, and he just completely lost it. I mean, he missed an easy shot, and he threw his racket down. He swore at himself. He berated himself, and eventually I went on to win the game, or to put it more accurately, he went on to beat himself. Sports are designed to be difficult. And so it's ironic that sometimes you see amateurs completely shocked that they make a mistake and get so upset with themselves, more so than the professional athletes. Everybody makes mistakes. And as I say, games are all designed to ensure that you make mistakes. Otherwise, it just wouldn't be any fun, right?
Definitely.
So the mistakes are all you have to take that as part of the learning experience, not as something to get upset about and berate yourself or worse, your teammates about.
Your buddy sounds like me on the golf course, right, Dr. Ray? Dr. John, what about softball? I know you talk a little bit about softball. Tell me about your own experience with softball, and talk to me a little bit. I know from the first 50 or 60 pages that I read so far, that you talk about your opponent and about playing opponents that are better than you so that you could improve your game. Talk to me a little bit about that, and I think that coincides with what's been going on lately in slow pitch softball with the sandbagging in the lower divisions. What, as a PhD, what do you think? Why does the human do that?
Well, to answer your first question first, I like most of the kids in my generation, played a lot of baseball and some softball in school. And I didn't really play much after high school until I attended grad school at the University of Michigan. And I played on the psychology team in a windmill fast pitch league. I had somebody who was a neighbor teach me how to do windmill. Later, I got a job at IBM in New York and joined a local fast pitch league. We weren't allowed to windmill, but I did figure eight there. And then later I joined the IBM slow pitch league. And I pitched in slow pitch league for quite a while. I find it really an interesting sport. In fact, I encourage anybody out there to go watch your local softball teams. It's really more entertaining in many ways than Major League Baseball because there's such a variation in abilities. And it's more unpredictable. It's very dramatic. You can be way behind in a game and still win. It's just really interesting to watch as well as to play. Now, I personally think that, one of the themes in the book is that you really need to think about what winning means to you. If you win by always picking weaker opponents, or as you say, by sandbagging, and you're really a much higher level athlete and you go in and play pretending to be somebody with much less skill, that to me, I think that just creates a very hollow victory. And I don't think that's what sportsmanship and sports should really be about. You really want to play somebody who's, most of the time you want to play with people who are slightly better than you or at your level, because the competition's more interesting and because that will improve your skills. And you can enjoy the competition much better if you're playing with people at about your level.
So if you kind of translate that a little bit into the business world or into life and success, you know, you could be happy doing a lot of work, or, you know, the same amount of work really for less when it comes to what you're getting in return, because it's not as satisfying to beat somebody that you know that you're going to beat as opposed to somebody who's taller than you or faster than you or quicker than you or that people consider as better than you when it comes to sports. And I think that that's something, you know, like myself, I'm kind of a shorter guy, and I've always had good hand-eye coordination, and I've always been able to, you know, pick things up really quickly. So I've always been pretty good at sports, and I'm the last one to get picked, and then the next time I'll be one of the first couple to get picked. And that has really turned into a lot of the same type of things for me in the business world, as far as, you know, if I'm going to do the same type of work, why don't I just do it in a different environment and one that will be able to return more? And so, man, I really can't wait to get into this now with everything that you're talking about. So, you know, is there any, would you say, kind of, let's say somebody doesn't know how to doesn't have that same experience. Say somebody wasn't a great athlete per se. Is there any ways or tips in this book that you have that they can learn without having the sports experience? Is there any way for them to be able to relate to this type of same feeling and try to maybe be useful in an endeavor they have?
Well, yes, but let me also say before we get into that many people give up too easily on sports. You know, the military spent a lot of time trying to predict who was going to be an ace fighter pilot, and basically they failed. They spent millions of dollars trying to predict this, and you can predict who's going to do well initially, and you can predict who's going to do well in courses, but as far as becoming an ace pilot, it's really hard to predict. And the same thing's true in sports. Just because, you know, I've asked people just to be sociable, do you play golf? And they're like, no, I went out to the driving range and I tried it a couple times and I couldn't really hit the ball very well. Well, golf is designed to be difficult. I mean, there might be occasionally a person who goes out and hits the ball well their first time out, but generally speaking, it's going to take you a while to learn to play golf. And similarly, I find with softball, when I played at IBM and at 9X, there were many people from foreign countries, and those people hadn't had the experience of playing a lot of baseball as kids and so forth. And at first, they may not have much ability at all, but that doesn't mean they can't learn to play later. You can show them a few things, just like a tip, like asking the person where the ball contacted their bat, you know, exactly, to get them to focus on the ball, teaching them the positions and so forth. And even somebody who's fairly athletic, there's a lot of details to baseball. For example, when you're doing base running, you know, you're on first base and the ball's hit. What do? Well, it depends on how the ball's hit, what the score of the game is, you know, how fast you are, what kind of fielders you have, and so on and so forth. So it takes a while to learn to do this. And I encourage people not to give up just because, you know, they're not successful instantaneously. And that applies to other areas of life as well. Somebody may be told early on that they don't have any talent for writing, or they're not good at math, or they're not good at drawing, they're not good at music. And
you can't make a judgment about that based on a few minutes of experience or even a few hours of experience. Sometimes the very best people have had a lot of difficulty to overcome, and that's true in sports, and it's also true in other areas as well. I know people who became excellent programmers ultimately, but found it extremely difficult and frustrating at the beginning and were seriously considering giving up, but ultimately didn't. You know, one of my daughters, for example, became an engineer, and during her college days, she was pretty frustrated and felt like giving up with some of the more difficult math and so forth. But, you know, you can overcome these things.
You know what that means, right? You know what that means, Doctor? I'm sorry, Dr. John. That is the Hot Corner halftime. Give me 1 second.
We can't. We don't know when halftime's happening. It just.
We don't know when halftime happens. It just. Well, it's 7:28. It's halftime.
We're getting there.
This is Ingle Rick from Sports Grill. Rick, what do we got here? Special grilled chicken Caesar salad. Wow. Oh, corned beef Reuben. Wow, nice.
Corned beef Reuben. That sounds
and
excellent.
This is not on the menu. This is special order. Limited time.
How long is it going to be available? How long do people have to come and get this corned beef? Oh my God! All right, this corned beef sandwich is looking great. You guys have about a week to come in here and get it. Oh my! It's got the onion, it's got the horseradish sauce, it's got everything on there, Manny. Listen,
I hear you.
I'm talking to you like a true fat boy here, my friend. Dr. Thomas, I'm so sorry to interrupt your story. We have the Hot Corner halftime, and they just bring out something for us to try here from Sports Girl, since that's where we're hosting the show from, and we got to hit the horn because that's how everybody knows it's halftime. So now that we got halftime, why don't you go ahead and continue and keep telling us what you were telling us. I think you were just saying that your daughter became an engineer, and you were going to tell us a little bit about that. Why don't you go ahead and finish up?
Well, my wife and I encouraged her to keep going, you know, and indeed she's become very good at what she does. But in sports as well as in other areas of life, anything that requires a high degree of skill is going to take some difficulty. It's easy to think when you watch somebody who's a professional athlete, just to take one example, they look so smooth, right? They make it look easy. You look at a professional golfer, and they swing so easy, and the ball goes like crazy. You watch somebody who's a really good fielder in softball or baseball, they just, you know, they make it look easy. But the reason it looks easy is because they've spent hours and hours and hours of practice, you know, and probably had good coaching. They may have had some unusual talent to begin with, but that's not even necessarily the case. So that's something to keep in mind. You know, when you watch somebody in anything, whether it's watching somebody program or watching somebody draw, watching somebody play a musical instrument or, you know, do fielding or pitching or whatever in softball, it's easy to come away with the impression that this is something that came very easy to that person. They may have put in tens of thousands of hours to make it look easy.
Dr. John, tell me, what's different about this book? What is this book going to help me do? Is it going to help me, well, for me right now, I'm not really playing softball anymore. I can't really play softball anymore. I refuse to because I hear too many complaints out there. My team always wins. I'm the commissioner of the league. You know, it's too much of a headache. So I stay now more to the golf course. Is this going to help me on the golf course at all, this book?
Yeah, I think it should. The focus of this book is really on strategy, tactics, and the mental game. And the strategy and tactics course, there's differences for different sports, but surprisingly, a lot of that is common across sports. So, for example, you need to understand the venue that you're going into ahead of time if you really want to do the best you can. And if that works out in softball, it means, you observe the players on the other team, you know the strengths and weaknesses of your own team, you know the strengths and weaknesses of your opponents, you understand the venue, you know the conditions, and then you psych yourself into loving those conditions. If you play golf and it happens to be a gray, cold day, if it's windy, if it's rainy, whatever, you need to embrace that and enjoy that aspect of it and think about it as a potential advantage to you. So if you are out there and it's rainy, your grips are going to be a little bit slippery, then you need to think that that's going to be true of everybody else as well. And because you're going to have a positive mental attitude, the rain is actually going to be a relative advantage for you. You're going to realize that you need another club probably in order to hit it just as far because the rain tends to make it not go as far. So anything that has to do with the conditions, you need to try to embrace those conditions. If you have somebody out there on the golf course who's trying to bug you, you take that energy and use it to make yourself more determined than ever to win. And that's the same thing in softball. Obviously, the other team is going to razz you and try to rattle you, and you need to take that and turn it into positive energy for your benefit. Another thing,
I was going to say that that's something I completely agree with, is flipping that situation on them. And I think that you might be able to, now take that even a step further and possibly relate it to a small business owner, for example. How do you turn that threat into an opportunity? How do you turn that issue or that problem into an opportunity? I think you did a great job outlining how, you can see it in sports. But what about, you mentioned in the book also for people that want success in business. How could you relate it on that medium?
Well, of course, when you have a product or service, you try to design it as best you can so that it'll make your customers happy. But if you find an unhappy customer, of course, your natural reaction, your initial reaction is going to be, oh, what's wrong with that person? I made this nice product. How could they possibly not like it, or how could they not understand how to use it? But it's really a great opportunity. And if you take a customer who's unhappy and turn that experience around for them and satisfy them, you'll have a much more loyal customer actually in the long run than somebody who just naturally got it with your product. And their feedback is really valuable. You can use that in order to improve and change, perhaps come up with an alternative offering, another service. It's really important to learn from your customers and your users. And it's the same thing in sports. If you have a so-called failure, in other words, you lose a particular game, afterwards you can think about that not as a opportunity to berate yourself, but as a way to try to improve your game. What needs to be improved? How could I have won that game? And it's the same with a customer or a user. How could I have made this experience better for them? How could I have done things differently so that they would have had a better experience in the first place?
Oh, that's tremendous advice. So treat each customer like a game. Try to win each game. Try to win each customer. That's tremendous advice.
Yeah.
Great advice, Dr. Thomas.
I actually never had thought about it like that, and now that you just say it in those ways, it makes so much sense. Every time you just apply that reasoning to everything. Every time that there's a failure, learn from it. Learn from your mistakes. I mean, age-old advice that we never really think about, you know. So, Dr. Thomas, we want to thank you for coming on the show and telling us all about the Winning Weekend Warrior. Again, if you want, tell everybody where it is that they can find you on Twitter and where they can purchase the book from. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep it moving to our Hot Corner Hot List. So, Dr. Thomas, tell them one more time about where they can find the Winning Weekend Warrior.
Okay, great. Well, thanks, Ray and Manny, for having me. This is available on Amazon, either as a paperback or as an electronic Kindle book. So if you go to Amazon and look for The Winning Weekend Warrior, you'll find it pretty easily. Thanks a lot.
All right, sir. Thank you again for joining us. And, guys, stick around. We're going to be right back after this quick break with the Hot Corner Hot List.
Listen to the Hot Corner Show every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the ISPS Radio Podcast channel. Call the show at 347-637-3978 and talk sports and health topics with Dr. Ray. Plus, slow-pitch softball from around the world with Manuel T. Ferrero III, fantasy sports, special guests, and more. Call the show now on the special guest call-in hotline at 347-637-3978. Now, bring your A game, because you're about to experience the Hot Corner.
All right. Welcome back in. It's your host again here, Dr. Ray. We're back live on the Hot Corner here, coming live from Kendall and the Sports
I want
Grill.
to thank Dr. Thomas, man.
Yeah, what a great
book, tremendous advice. I want to finish the book already, and then I want to take it with me on the golf course.
Yes,
highlight some some tips, and keep it. Bro, it's what did Yogi Berra say? It was like 90% mental, and the other 20% is physical or something.
Exactly. You play with the numbers. You know what he does. He does the yogi.
No. But I totally understand it. It's all mental, and about the business, treating each customer like a game. That's tremendous advice, man. I'm gonna practice that.
I think so, man. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna translate it into my everyday life right away, and I can't wait to read that book either, man. But I'll tell you what. It's time for the Hot Corner Hot List, and like I said earlier, we're gonna be excited. We're gonna get excited about what we got going here, but all this food in front of us, man, is just so distracting. I just want to say, hey, everybody out there listening, I'm sorry, but I got to take some of this down because it's real good. This salad goes great with this corned beef.
Special grilled chicken Caesar salad at the Sports Grill. Guys, if you're trying to lose some weight, if you're trying to impress the ladies, you're going on a diet, you're trying to look out after yourself.
Listen to the crunchiness.
Special grilled chicken Caesar salad.
Oh, man, it's great.
It is 100%. Everybody on Periscope, what's up, everybody, Periscope? It's going down. So, Dr. Ray, what's up with this new segment? It's not a new segment because we've done the Hot Corner Hot List before.
It's just got a new twist.
It's like a refresh.
Yeah, it's got a twist, man. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just talk about a topic, and Manny's gonna shout something, and then I'm gonna shout something, and we're just gonna keep it moving. And if you guys want to tweet us any thoughts about what we got to say, now we're going to go. But we're going to run right through it. And then once we're done, we're going to close up with a couple thoughts, and then we're going to go to the health topic. And then we'll finish up talking about fantasy baseball. So, Manny, you ready to run through this, man?
Ready.
All right, here we go. Topic number 1. Boom, March Madness. Manny.
March Madness. The Canes are going to win it all. March Madness.
All right, coming from Dr. Ray. It's been a great tournament so far. First time all four number 1 seeds have made it to the Sweet 16 since 2012. So only 6 perfect brackets after Michigan lost. All right, next, Donald Trump. Manny.
Hey, Donald Trump. Wow, Donald. I didn't vote for Obama, but I'd rather have Obama for another 4 years instead of any of the candidates now. Trump or Hillary. I'll take Obama. Another 4 years. Give it to him.
Anybody, either one of them. All right, well here's from Dr. Ray. I say every vote counts. Make sure that you vote based on your current situation and try to make your voice heard. But before you make your voice heard, make sure you get educated before you vote. All right, Manny, Good Friday, Easter. Manny, what do you got?
Good Friday. Don't eat meat.
All right, I said I know what my brother would say. Good Friday, Easter, Good Friday. It's a good day to have a great day on Easter. Man, I can't wait to eat. All right, so let's go. Batman versus Superman. Manny.
Team Superman.
All right, well, all I got to say is I'm Team Batman, baby. Let's go. All right, and Hope joins Instagram. Manny, what do you got on that?
I'm not going to follow him unless he plays softball.
Oh, man, I said it's amazing how technology changes the world. All right, next, Obama de Cuba. Manny.
Nice try, Obama, but nothing's going to change, Obama.
All right, well, listen, in case something does change, I love how baseball may be the catalyst. And it's all this conflict, we can still play some ball, baby. And then finally, Adam LaRoche.
Adam LaRoche, man. Adam LaRoche, I'm very happy that you're standing up. It's ridiculous I'm part of the organization. Shame. It's a shame to the Chicago White Sox.
All right, well, I say make him a bat boy. All right. That's it for the Hot Corner Hot List. If you guys have any opinions or any thoughts on what we had to say, let's go ahead and shoot them out over to us at Dr. Ray T or at Manuel Ferrero on Twitter. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the health topic of the night with sleep. And Manny's got a couple questions. We'll be right back.
Frontier Spine and Healthcare brings you the cutting edge in healthcare with all the newest research and techniques in natural medicine. Although many people share the same symptoms, they all have them for different reasons. Using thorough physical examination and the newest technology in diagnostic testing, we can truly discover why you have the symptoms you do. Remember that good doctors know what you have, but great doctors know why. Call 786-353-HEAL or click www.353heal.com to schedule your appointment and experience the future of medicine today. Predictive, preventive, and personalized. Frontier Spine and Healthcare. Area code 786-353-HEAL or www.353heal.com.
All right, ladies and gents, we are back. We are ready to rock and roll here on the Hot Corner with the health topic of the night. And we're going to be talking about sleep. How much sleep do you need? What's good sleep? What's bad sleep? What should you do before you sleep? We got all these answers coming up for you. If you guys have any questions about sleep, give us a call, 637-3978, area code 347-637-3978, and let us know what you want to know about sleep. Manny, when I said the health topic of the night is going to be sleep, you started asking me some questions, man. Tell me, what do you want to know about sleep? What does everybody out there want to know about sleep?
Number one, I've always said I wish we could sleep. I wish we could stay awake a little bit longer. Be able to, make more money. Obviously, number one, you're out there working more hours, you make more money. So why do we sleep, Dr. Ray? What's going on with that?
Well, a couple reasons. So our body is based on the kind of the principle of balance and homeostasis. And as we go through the day, we expend energy, we break cells, we put stress on our body, physically, chemically, and emotionally. And that breaks down. So at some point, it needs to rebuild. So sleep is that rebuild time. Well, basically what happens is all the stress and damage we do during the day, sleep is when the body starts to rebuild. So during the day, we're making energy, we're digesting, we're catabolic. But at night, that's when we actually become anabolic, and our body starts to produce cells and to regenerate and to heal. So it's important for our body to be able to heal and kind of get back to balance like it was at the day before. So when you stop sleeping, it helps you, or it doesn't help you sleep and get back to that balance where your body's healthy, but instead it takes you and it tilts that scale, and it makes you try to catch up on sleep all the time and catch up on healing all the time. And that's where symptoms and injuries start to occur.
Now, will we eventually evolve into beings that don't require sleep? Can we do that?
The only way to do that would be for our DNA and the processes of the regeneration process to happen much quicker. One of the things that happens right now and is you need to go through REM cycles and sleep cycles, and these happen every couple hours. So in order to speed those up and to regenerate tissue healing, you got to remember one thing. Not only would we have to heal faster, we'd have to be less kind of susceptible to damage, because the longer we're awake and the more stress we're going to have, the more we're going to be the more we're going to be doing and breaking our body down. So that's a big problem. So the main thing is I think that we're going to always need to sleep on a certain amount, a good amount of time, because if you think about it, we spend double the time amount, a third of our time is sleeping. So we spend more than double, awake. So we're already at a pretty good ratio when it comes to it. And really everything out there does have to sleep. Everything has to recharge. It's not just us, it's everything in nature. So that's the good
What
part
about
about it.
sharks? Sharks don't have to sleep, brother.
Well,
I want to
listen,
be a shark.
I am not a marine biologist. I believe sharks probably sleep at some point. I don't know how they do or when they do or why they do or what the ratio is there. But listen, that you're talking about the most efficient killing machine in the whole entire world right there. So,
Well,
I mean, it makes sense that they wouldn't need much sleep because
I
that's
want to
that's
become
how
a
they work.
shark,
That's
bro.
their only
Great white.
that's their only function. Listen, that just means that you're crazy. Okay? No, I'm just kidding, man. But seriously, that sleep is important. But I understand the need for it. Time is the one commodity that we all have that we
I
can't
know.
change. Whatever we do with our time is going to determine, in the end, how productive we are and what we're going to be able to have. So,
We should do a 24-hour hot corner marathon, man. No sleep.
oh, team no sleep. Well, listen, you organize it. I'll probably be there, and we'll make it happen, man. But what else do you want to know about sleep, man?
Can you sleep bad, Dr. Ray? Good sleep, bad sleep. Is there such a thing?
There is. Actually, the best times to sleep have been shown to be between 10 o'clock and 6 a.m. So if you can sleep for 8 hours, and it would be those 8 hours, that is the most efficient time for your body to sleep. And part of that is based on frequencies, on all kinds of crazy stuff that people think is crazy, like the pull of the moon and gravity and so on and so forth. So there's a lot that goes into it, and a lot of it's been considered. But between 10 and 6 a.m. are the optimal times to sleep. It's been shown that people that sleep during the day and people that sleep at night, the people that sleep during the day actually have a lot more health problems, and that's because the hormones are affected by that. In fact, one tip I can give you guys that are listening right now is if you watch, look at an iPad or watch TV really loud, or no, excuse me, not really loud, but really bright, that light actually affects your body's sensation and your melatonin production. The melatonin is an essential hormone for the regulation of sleep and the circadian rhythm, which determines when your body goes to bed or when your body wakes up. That's why we kind of are meant to sleep at night and wake up during the day, and 6 a.m. is kind of, sunrise at some times of the year. So that's why those are the best hours, and that's why it's so important to get that amount of time. But what else, Manny? What do you think?
What about those the Europeans, like the Spaniards over there? They and as a matter of fact, myself today I took a little siesta. When my son took a siesta, I took a little siesta with him. What about those little power naps in the afternoons, man? What's up with those? Are those beneficial to your health, Dr. Ray? Because the Europeans seem to do it a lot, especially in Spain.
Well, there is actually some studies that show that people that take a siesta are a little bit more productive in the afternoon, especially when there's a lot more stress. So one of the things that happen is that when you experience this stress, your body emits more hormones, adrenaline, so on and so forth, and you get more exhausted. When are you going to become more exhausted? If you jog or if you sprint? Obviously, if you sprint. So if you have a lot more to do, a lot more stress, you're going to be a little bit more tired. And that 10-minute, 15-minute, hour power nap allows you to kind of regenerate, not only physically. It's not like you're going to go through a REM cycle of sleep and be catabolic or anabolic at that time. But what's going to happen is mentally you're going to wake up, you're going to feel a little bit refreshed. You're going to have an attitude that's like, all right, it's time to get back at it, and then you're good to go. So I think that is beneficial in a number of ways, and it has been shown to boost productivity, which is why they do it a lot in Europe.
No.
What else you got, Manny?
Now,
Keep them coming.
what happens if you don't sleep at all? Let's go to the other extreme. What happens if you don't sleep at all?
Well, if you don't sleep at all, your body starts to be very susceptible to disease and to injuries, and you're going to be less productive. It's going to be hard to concentrate. Obviously, when your energy is low, think about it. Whatever you're going to do, if you have good energy, you're going to get it done. You're going to have a positive attitude. If you have low energy, you're going to feel bad. You're going to say, I can't do this. You're going to probably fail, and you're going to give up, and you're going to lay down. So if you can't sleep, it comes to the point where, you just give up. Your body can't do what it needs to do. So, and that's a big problem, man. So, sleep is extremely important for us. Falling asleep at the right time, sleeping for the right amount, if you guys aren't sleeping, I'm actually doing a lecture at Larkin Hospital April 9th at 9 a.m. with a psychologist called Iris Piti Luaga, and we're going to be talking about sleep and getting even more in depth with it. So if you guys wake up a lot at night or you're laying there and you can't sleep before you go to bed, just know that that's one of the biggest ways to prevent disease is actually sleeping enough. So if you're not sleeping well, you're not preventing disease, you're actually facilitating it. So all these chronic diseases that we can prevent, and cancer is 80% preventable, sleep has a lot to do with all that. So you can learn a lot on Saturday, April 9th, 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. I believe the talk is $25 at Larkin Hospital, again with myself and Iris Piti Luaga. But it should be a great lecture. We're going to talk a lot about it and get some good self-help tips as well. So I'll tell you what, Manny, let's go ahead and let's take a quick break. And when we get back, let's talk a little bit of fantasy baseball, and let's see if we can get some recruiting done for our league. And I think you wanted to hit the ISPS events. So why don't we take a quick break? And I know Manny wanted to welcome somebody back to ISPS and talk a little bit about some of the new directors with ISPS. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with ISPS upcoming events.
Frontier Spine and Healthcare brings you the cutting edge in healthcare with all the newest research and techniques in natural medicine. Although many people share the same symptoms, they all have them for different reasons. Using thorough physical examination and the newest technology in diagnostic testing, we can truly discover why you have the symptoms you do. Remember that good doctors know what you have, but great doctors know why. Call 786-353-HEAL or click www.353heal.com to schedule your appointment and experience the future of medicine today. Predictive, preventive, and personalized. Frontier Spine and Healthcare. Area code 786-353-HEAL or www.353heal.com.
Listen in to Dr. Ray and Manuel T. Ferrero III each and every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the International Slow Pitch Softball Radio Podcast channel at ispsradio.com.
And thank you very much, Dr. Ray. And I also want to thank Dr. John Charles Thomas for joining us earlier on the show. This weekend, over there in Glendale, California, we have the Southern California Spring Regional Tournament, the ISPS event, as well as next weekend we have the Rob Love Memorial, the 4th annual Rob Love Memorial, hosted by Mr. David Brooks. As always, we host our World Championships in November, so this year it will be November 4th through the 6th over there in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Dunedin on April 3rd. That will be a co-ed tournament hosted by Tampa Bay Softball. And April 9th, we have our Super NIT over there at Mills Pond Softball Complex over there in Fort Lauderdale. I want to give a shout out to our new director, Mr. Ray Caraltala, I believe it is, Caraltala, over there in the state of Washington. We're going to be starting some tournaments over there, Dr. Ray, in the state of Washington, brother. Other than that, I want to welcome back Mr. Brian Lopez, who took a little hiatus there and is back with ISPS. Also, Mr. Joe Penson. Welcome to the familia, Joe, better known as Big Joe down here in South Dade, as well as Mr. Red Denson over there in Fort Myers. Welcome back. And other than that, Dr. Ray, that's pretty much it. You can follow us at ISPSO and go to our website, ispssoftball.com. That's pretty much it.
All right, baby. Well, we got a couple minutes left here. Manny, my man, it's time. It's fantasy baseball time.
Yeah, man.
And what do we got to do, man? We got to find 12 guys, maybe 14 guys. Could be gals. We've had gals win our fantasy leagues before.
Oh my God, that's true.
It's happened, man. Listen, it can happen. All right. That's why you never say only guys. Also some girls. All right, fantasy baseball is coming up. If you guys got a passion If you guys think you know the sleeper, if you guys think you know whatever, if you guys think that you can beat Dr. Ray, if you guys think you can beat Manuel Ferrero the
So I'm an
third,
amateur, man. You're the so-called fantasy expert, whatever.
that's it, huh? That's it, huh? That's it. Just I'm the fantasy expert, and that's it, huh? Well,
Yeah,
listen,
supposedly self-proclaimed.
self-proclaimed, not me, man, not me. I am not the one proclaiming that. I just happen to get lucky every once in a while. I got a few championships. You can check the trophy case on Yahoo. But no, man, I'm going ahead right now, Manny. I'm renewing the league as we speak.
Oh,
So we're
nice.
gonna have Manuel Ferrero back.
I'm
I'm
down.
sure our fantasy championship B-Man 8, Brandon Manasseh, is gonna be back. We're gonna try to get Team G Code, one of our ISPS directors, Gabriel Carride, aka
Caride.
Caride,
Oh, and
to
I
try to
forgot to
come in.
mention that the ISPS event is brought to you by One Payment and Mr. Gabe Caride. If you need any merchant account services, please contact him at 305-218-1451.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Mr. Gabe Carride might be able to help save you some money, but can he check his fantasy baseball team? That's what I don't know. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get some guys in the league. We're going to fill it out if you guys want. We're going to have some gift cards and some prizes, some ISPS swag we're going to give away. We're going to be giving away massages at Frontier Spine and Healthcare for the people that live around here in Miami.
Massages.
So you guys are going to like it, man. You guys are going to want to compete. Plus, you may have some bragging rights. We need you guys, if you're interested in playing, to let us know as soon as possible, because we have got to get this league filled, man. Opening day is like less than 2 weeks away, so we got to go ahead and
For
we got to
real?
make this happen, man. So
Wow.
if you guys want to play some fantasy baseball, let us know. We're sending the renewals to everybody right now, and we're getting ready to rock and roll with it, man. So, Manny,
It's
what are
going to
you
be
most
nice.
excited about
Yes.
this year?
What am I most excited about? Well, I want to see the Marlins under their new hitting coach, which, by the way, Mr. Barry Bonds had a little side home run derby with the guys over here, including Mr. Giancarlo Stanton. And guess who won, brother?
That would be Mr. Bonds.
Mr. Bonds, man. That guy still has it, man. So I'm very anxious to see what the Marlins do with their new hitting coach, as well as their new manager, Mr. Donnie Baseball, Mr. Don Mattingly. One of my first favorite, if not the first favorite baseball player of my life. So I'm excited to see that, man. I might even get a little Donnie Baseball jersey, brother. Number 23. That's my old favorite number. So I'm excited for that, man.
Well, listen, man. I am too, man. There's a lot of great talent, a lot of people that have played the game, been successful in the game, and hopefully they can translate that to our young team. We got some potential. We lost Carter Capps, but we'll see what happens next week. I believe next week we're not going to be here, but the following week we should be. And we're going to try to talk to David Dwork at that point about what's going on with the Heat and the Marlins, so we can get the update on all the Miami sports. The Heat right now, so you guys know, are a half game in front of the Hawks and 9 games out of first, and 7.5 behind the Raptors, who are in second. So we're holding tight in the East in third place, and we'll see what happens with them. I think we got a pretty nice squad right now.
And what about the Canes, man? We don't talk about the Canes. I don't see any love for them over there on the national broadcast or anything like that. They barely talk about them. They're in the Sweet 16. This is a very pivotal game right here. This is number 2 versus number 3 against Villanova tomorrow. I'm very excited, man. This is Canes. We really don't have anything. We haven't seen the Canes football under Mr. Coach Rick. So we got Canes basketball going on right now, and they're doing good in the tournament. They're in the Sweet 16. They're playing Villanova tomorrow. Let's go Canes, brother. That kid Angel Rodriguez is phenomenal, brother.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
I mean, I've enjoyed watching a lot of the tournament now. Another really guy that I saw that was awesome was Thomas Walkup from SFA, and that's something Steve F. Austin College in Texas, something like that. I don't know, but this guy, man, was like the heart and soul of the team, making all kinds of crazy, difficult shots. But they ended up coming up a point short to Notre Dame. And it's just kind of like an epitome of what the tournament's been. All the games have been good. And that's why they call it March Madness, baby. Sticky
Yeah,
V,
March
baby.
Madness is crazy, man.
So, man, it's been awesome. So catch up with us again, guys. We want to thank everybody for listening. We want to thank again Dr. John Charles Thomas for coming on the show and telling about his book.
And our fans, man. We got some fans going on here.
Yes,
live
yes,
fans.
we got a bunch of fans out here tonight. Everybody's enjoying their free beer. And somebody's going to win that $50 gift card, so it's going to be good. So, again, thank you all for listening. And stay tuned to Facebook, stay tuned on Twitter, and find out when we'll be back here next on the Hot Corner. Again, bringing you guys the best in health and entertainment and what's going on now. Hope you guys enjoyed the new Hot Corner Hot List. Send us a tweet and let us know what you think.
I like it.
Again, at Dr. Ray T, at Manuel Ferrero, at David Dwork. I want to thank you guys again, everybody out there. Until next week, be well, and remember to love like RT. We'll see you guys next week.
Was born May 6th, I'm my 80s, baby. I'm taking advantage of life cause that's what God gave me. Other people don't, so sad they gotta deal with it. No place to go or a decent meal to go with it. Things will never change, we can never live twice. Follow the leader, guarantee he'll lead you right. You are who you walk with, remember that. I fell off real quick, but now I'm back. Now the world underestimate me cause I'm not black. It don't matter what age, race, gender to rap. I'm my own leader, my self-conscious told me that. Just one mic, one beat, one gift and it's a rap. And I'm on the run and I'm trying to get a good deal. You stuck in one motion, something like a treadmill. I'm keeping it true, yes I'm keeping it real. I am a legend, but my name's not Will.
With my hands in the sky, and the Lord at my side. Back against the wall, never will I fall. I'm a leader. I'm a leader. I'm a leader. I'm a leader. And this liquor I spill is for my fallen dogs. United we stand and divided we fall. Cause why? I'm a leader. Cause why? I'm a leader. Cause why? I'm a leader. Tell them why. I'm a leader. Pen, style, and notepad, I define leader. Study greatness, you will first have to find a teacher. Therefore, sit down, class is now in session. Bring your mind with no paper for my first lesson. Daily class routine and daily class schedule. My mind is like a moving car with no gas pedal. The only difference is how far I go is up to me. And like a drug dealer, my mind is focused on the key. The mission, shit, whatever you want to call it. My mind is a restroom and I still can't stall it. Surrounded by flows and all my words stand brolic. And my mind loves to travel, but the refs won't call it. And the class students study your lessons. For the greatest test of all is how to leave them guessing. No matter what they do, no matter what they see, the future's all up to you, as long as you believe. With my hands in the sky, and the Lord at my side. Back against the wall, never will I fall. I'm a leader. I'm a leader. I'm a leader. I'm a leader. And this liquor I spill is for my fallen dogs. United we stand, and divided we fall. Cause why? I'm a leader. Cause why? I'm a leader. Cause why? I'm a leader. Tell them why.
Yo, it's been a real hard time in my life, but I gotta focus on the prize, gotta live my life right. Sometimes I slip and take the right turn in the wrong way, and it's a long road, making it another long day. And it's the same old song that plays, and it's bleeding out the speakers like the ghost wanna eat ya. And then he meet ya, he's sitting in the road, waiting for you just to roll by to follow you home. He wanna set you in stone, I mean bury your bones. Only question is if you gon' stand strong or fall down, cause I'm the type of guy that'll say it's on now, like Tony go all out. Better pop me from the back, cause I can't fall now. When I'm getting really heated, I know I gotta make it, sure as hell that I need it. Word to God, my pop, Gio, and Mel when I speak it. Even Peck, Tata, Vic, first check, they gon' eat it.
With my hands in the sky, and the Lord at my side. Back against the wall, never will I fall. I'm a leader. I'm a leader. I'm a leader. I'm a leader. And this liquor I spill is for my fallen dogs. United we stand, and divided we fall. Cause why? I'm a leader. Cause why? I'm a leader. Cause why? I'm a leader. Tell them why. I'm a leader.
You've just heard The Hot Corner Show on the ISPS Radio Podcast Network with the softball playing chiropractor and official chiropractor of ISPS, Dr. Ray Tolmos, and Commissioner of International Slow Pitch Softball, Manuel T. Ferrero III. Remember to follow the show and hosts on Twitter and Facebook at ISPSO, at DRRAYT. We hope you enjoyed the show and invite you to listen in to Dr. Ray and Manuel T. Ferrero III each and every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the International Slow Pitch Softball Radio Podcast channel at ISPSradio.com.
Geico presents sharing versus oversharing. Today, Bridget Griffin shared a video of her daily yoga routine, 2 self-help articles, and her new blog called Build Your Inner Bridge with Bridge. Girl, your sharing has turned into oversharing. No worries, Bridge. Geico has some info worth sharing with your 7 blog followers, like how you could save money on your car insurance, update your policy, and report a claim just by visiting geico.com. How's that for building your inner bridge? Bridge, Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
You see, how come we didn't have any problems here, dog? Best show ever, dog. It was a pretty good one, right? Amazing. Cause why? I'm a leader. Cause why? I'm a leader. Hey,